Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and I appreciate you being here at the channel today. And for those of you that have not yet done so, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you enjoy the content that's provided, please hit that like button as well. Now, our topic for you today, it's 16 bad sales habits that you need to break immediately. Okay, so if you follow these, hey, I just gave you a raise. Okay, you can watch the video, watch it every day if you need to. You'll start making more money every day. You start breaking these bad sales habits. So number one, it's a lack of planning. Plan your day. Too many salespeople, they walk in every day with no plan. They're waiting for the phone to ring. They're waiting for people to walk in the front door. They're waiting for people to come to them. And you'll have some days where you get some pretty good traffic and hey, you'll have some pretty good success. But over the long haul, this is not going to work. Make sure you plan your day. And on a bigger level, my suggestion is have a written plan of action for your month, and break it down. If you're working weekends, what's your plan of action for the weekend? If you're doing closeouts, what's your plan of action for that? But what's your plan every day? How are you going to generate new leads? Making outbound calls. How many appointments do you need to have every day? Plan your day. One of the biggest mistakes, we just walk in and, hey, no one came in today, so I didn't do very well. Well, we can't blame the customer, right? So lack of planning, number one. Number two, we devalue our time. One of the statistics that is out there is that salespeople only spend 20% of their time doing something that's going to result in a sale. That's a staggering number. Salespeople only spend 20% of their time doing something that's going to result in a sale. My goodness, if you just took that to 40, you've doubled your business. What if you double it again to 80? I mean, you've exponentially, grown your business. And so consider asking yourself this question throughout the day. Is what I'm doing right now going to result in a sale? If you can answer yes to that more often than not, and now you're valuing your time, you're well ahead of the game. Okay, so mistake number two, bad habit number two is devaluing our time. Hey, let's make every moment count. Okay, number three, an over-reliance on technology. Boy, you can over, techie this stuff, okay? You can over automate this stuff. This is about human connection. This is about human relationships. And certainly use technology, but don't become over reliant on it. You want to talk to people. The more people you talk to, the better. I mean, I talk to people all the time. We're on conference calls and even in person, and I say, why don't I just text this to you? Instead of me showing up or instead of me making the phone call, why don't I just text you the information? Why don't I just send you an email? It's never going to be as impactful as actually talking to somebody, okay, is meeting with them. So this over-reliance on technology, I would even suggest every time you add maybe a piece of technology, maybe you look at taking something else away, okay? Don't get so much that you really lose that connection with your customer. You want to use it, just don't overdo it. Number four, not responding, to positive criticism. Not responding, to positive criticism. Really, you want to get in the habit of learning every chance that you get, and keep an open mind. If someone's critical, ask yourself, hey, is there a chance? Is there a chance they're right? Is there a chance that they are correct? Okay, and I remember being a club manager, and I'd got promoted to a manager because I was good in sales, not because I was a good manager. Fortunately, I became one, but at that time, I wasn't necessarily. And I got a letter in the mail one time, and it was from a woman that I had signed up, and she'd gone to great lengths about why she joined. And she goes, Jim, the number one reason we did was just your genuine enthusiasm and belief in what you did. It really swayed our thinking. It was her and her husband that came in. It really swayed our thinking. And so she told that story, and then the real purpose of the letter was she was very dissatisfied in one of the employees, someone that worked for me, and how they handled things and how it was not positive, it was negative, and had some attitude issues. And she went on to say, She goes, Jim, we would have thought, with you being the new manager, we would not have seen these kind of things. And so she told a pretty good story, and I read it several times, and I really took it to heart, and I thought, she's right. I mean, she's right. My sales as a manager are never going to flourish unless I get that figured out. So, which I did. Okay, but respond to this criticism by saying, well, maybe are they right? Or, hey, that situation, if I could do it over again, how would I handle it differently? Or if it happens again, how would I handle it differently? Number 5, not giving due importance to learning. Bad habit. Too many salespeople, they're same thing today as they were last year. They're just no different. Make sure you're learning. Learn something new every single day. Even a new way to ask for the sale. Every day, a new way to ask for the sale. But, get in the habit of learning. You can use this channel. We have a lot of clubs that we work with. They use this very YouTube channel, as a way to train their staff. And a lot of individual salespeople, if the club's not providing for it, they'll use this YouTube channel as a way to learn more and to become better at what they do. This is a great resource for you. Go buy books. Talk to other people. Seek people out. Okay? But, you want to make sure you give high value to learning. Number 6 on our list, not being able to adjust. Bad habit. Not being able to adjust. And so here's what I mean. What we want to be able to do is we want to play the hand we're dealt. Whatever that hand is. Power goes out. There's a national pandemic. Whatever it is. There's a snowstorm, blows through. Be able to adjust. What's plan B? The people that are the greatest at this, I think, are those that are great at plan B. Because success is never a straight line. It's a big old squiggly line, but if you stay persistent, you eventually get there. So we have to be able to adjust. Learn to play the hand we're dealt. If we're not dealt a very good hand, we can still win. Still expect to win, quite frankly. Number 7, not following up effectively. It's been said, and I've said it many, many times, follow-up is either a gigantic problem for you or it's a gigantic opportunity for you, your call. We want to follow up and follow up effectively, but the numbers are this. If you do a really good job of follow-up, you can add as much as 20%, to your production levels. It's a big number. If you're a gym owner, this is a monster number because you've already bought these leads, you've already paid for these leads are already sitting there. Let's work them. But we have to nurture them. We have to bring them along through the process. But not following up effectively. We've got to make the follow-up calls. And you can have other ways you do it too. I mean, you can use email and text, but we've got to be following up. But let's don't neglect, that phone call. Number 8, focusing on quantity over quality. And here's what I mean by this. We're just not trying to throw a bunch of stuff up against the wall and see if it sticks. I mean, one of the things that we look at every month, and I hope you are too, is I'm looking at first payment defaults. I'm looking at delinquency. And where are we at with this? I mean, you might sign up a bunch of folks, but if half of them, don't make that first payment, this is not doing you any good. You want to make sure that these are quality sales, and if we're struggling with some of that, we want to come up with processes that help button these sales up. But it's not just about quantity. It doesn't do us any good to write the sale if the customer doesn't pay. Okay, so we want quality is what we're looking for now, preferably a high level of quality. Okay, not a small level of it. Don't bark up the wrong tree. Okay, bad habits. Let's don't be looking in the wrong places, for some of this. Okay, I mean, I'll give you an example. There's a lot of ways you can get people to come in your front door, right? What if you offered 30 days free, money back guarantee? These are things that are going to get you a lot of traffic. Are they going to get you the results you want? I know a lot of folks that have run some of these money back guarantee deals that they ended up losing money on them because customers got their money back. I know other folks, and these are a lot of these ClickFunnels programs, they've run 30 days free, great, but they weren't really equipped to close those kind of folks. So don't be looking in the wrong things and thinking you found the answer. Let's make sure we really look through this and make sure it fits kind of where we're at. Not that those two things couldn't work. Those two things could potentially work. It's just if we're not ready for it, it's going to cause more harm than good. Number 10, don't put off prospecting. Here's what I mean. We have to keep filling our pipeline. You can be doing great. Maybe you're doing great right now. You're selling. But unless you're continually refilling and resupplying that pipeline, you're going to reach a point where there's nobody to sell. So you want to make sure you continue prospecting and continue filling that pipeline up, so as you sell, there's more coming in. Don't find yourself letting that thing go dry on you. Okay. Number 11, do not present too early. Okay, what I mean by that is sometimes we give the price presentation before we've earned the right to do it. Okay, there's two parts of this. Okay, when you present, that's the prices, right? And that's where the closing takes place. That's where we're asking for the sale. But in advance of that, that's where the selling takes place. And that's where we're solving customer problems, we're providing solutions, we're establishing value. Hey, I'd love to sit down and show price and let's go for it, but you just simply can't do that. Okay, and not unless they're just coming in to buy, but that's going to be rare. We need to build value, we need to solve their problems, and we need to provide solutions. Number 12, don't skimp on the research. Okay, you have appointments with folks, check them out on social media. What's going on in their life? What's happening? These are great rapport builders, or might give you an idea of other things that they've tried to lose weight or to get back into shape. If it's at a corporate account, look them up, understand what they're doing, what are their corporate values. Okay, it doesn't take a lot to do this, but so many folks don't. So don't skimp on the research. Number 13, fill in the blank. Here's what I mean by this. Fill in the blank. What is the customer's powerful why? What is their super objective? Yes, they want to lose weight. Yeah, they want to firm up. Yeah, they want to run a marathon. Whatever it is, why is that important to them? Don't take that for granted, because if you're not getting that, you're never really going to be truly solving the customer's problem. Okay, so find out that powerful why. Why is it important to you, Mary, to lose that 20 pounds? How's that going to change your life if you're able to do that? Okay. Number 14, always prepare for objections. You're going to get them. I want to think about it. I want to talk to a spouse. Doesn't matter what you're selling. It's all going to be about the same. Okay, and it's all normal. Expect it. Doesn't necessarily mean you did anything wrong unless you didn't prepare for it. And one of the things that I would suggest that you do is learn to overcome some of this in advance. And so, for example, you're on the tour. So, Mary, tell me, how long have you been thinking about doing something like this? Oh, man, ever since I got out of college. It's been at least 10 years. Okay, great. What's the first thing you're going to do when you lose the weight? No, I'm going to go to Hawaii. Okay, so I'm overcoming those objections in advance, but then also at point of sale. If I get that objection, what am I going to say? Maybe I go back and talk about the conversation we just had, or maybe I simply agree with them, I understand, and I ask them to buy. Okay, but always prepare for this. Know what you're going to say and know what you're going to do. Don't find yourself stumped. Okay, number 15, don't find yourself doing unnecessary administrative work. It's a waste of time. Okay, if somebody else can do it, give it to them to do. Okay, there's someone else that can handle this admin work. Unless it's something that's going to help you generate a sale, you don't need to be doing it. Okay, let's find somebody else to do it. Particularly if you're an owner, you're a manager, for sure. If it can be done by somebody else, let's give it to them to do. And then finally on our list, bad sales habits we need to break immediately. Never give up. When you give up, when you quit, that's the one time I can 100% absolutely guarantee you the results. Never, ever give up. The best way to never give up is for you to stay mindful of your powerful why. Why is this important to you? You want to buy the big house on the hill? You want to own a chain of clubs yourself? You want to be the top salesperson in your company? Whatever it is, remind yourself of what that powerful why is for you. but never give up. Folks, my name is Jim Thomas. My company's Fitness Management Consulting. We'll talk to you real soon.